Euphoria. Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. Why calculate? You're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. Shoo! 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 Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, made his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever watch your enemy down? Like with a poker face. Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when I rap or talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns, then I hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be Junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park your son. The very first time I shot me and Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. Cut the business, you got shit twisted. What is it, the brakes? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't wanna talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. You're Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton, I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? I like Drake with the melodies, I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that, then tell them where you get your abs from. V12, it's a fast one. Bow, bow, bow. Last one. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember? Hey, Top Dog, who the fuck they think they playing with? Extortion my middle name as soon as you jump off of that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit, only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hanging with. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see 2 bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop past.
Check, check, check. What's going on, everybody? How do I sound? Do I sound all right? Damn. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of No Bullish TV. We are back. We are back. We are back. And we have a wonderful guest on tonight. We have Rodger Stout on tonight. of rogue rogue bullies, and I shouldn't have to say much, man. The man has uh and his wife, might I say, Dina, has some of the most beautifulest dogs, man, in this game, man. They're here. Well, I can't say they're up and coming. They here. They've been here, and we're gonna get to know. We're gonna get to know who they are. Um, Definitely me. I've been admiring from a distance. I'm very familiar, but I'm not familiar, if that makes sense. So we're about to get to know them, and we're about to get it popping. So let's play them on. All right.
Hey baby, give me the bubble gum in this motherfucker. So, right, baby, it's on you, dog. Study long, study wrong, baby.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O double G. But I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? Shit, I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. So turn off the lights and close the door. But what? We don't love them hoes. Yeah. So we gon' smoke an ounce to this. G's up, hoes down, while you motherfuckers bounce to this. Rolling down the street, smoking in now, sipping on gills. Laid
Yep.
With my mind on my money and my money.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Mr. Rodger Stout, Miss Dina Stout? What is popping? How are y'all doing today, man? It is an honor to have y'all on No Bull-ish TV today. How was y'all day going on? How was y'all week?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Roger, I am a fan of your show. Like I said, I'm a fan of both of y'all from a distance. I haven't really reached out to y'all. I haven't really, dapped y'all up, hugged y'all, and hey, not very, very close like other people are with y'all. But I can tell y'all, I am an admirer of what y'all are doing in the American bully game. The example that y'all are setting for people to follow is just by far the best in the game. And I'd like to commend y'all for that, man. And that one of the reasons that I wanted y'all on here is because y'all are the example of what breeders and showmen and showwomen should be in this community. And this is what this platform is for. This platform is to show the people of the community who are the cinder blocks, who are the foundation of what's going on right now in this American bully community. And like I said, it's an honor to have y'all here.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. We do.
Hey, I can, and it shows. It shows that y'all love what you do and the passion that y'all have. And I think that's why so many people love y'all and so many people follow y'all is because of that. And we don't have enough of that in this American bully world. We don't have enough compassion. We don't have much people who really want to give back with their heart, right. And not just with their it's a motive. A lot of people have motives in this dog game. They give and they give advice and they do certain things because they have a certain motive and something that they want out of y'all. And I don't see that out of y'all at all, man.
No.
It's not about competition. It's about getting out there and having a good time with everybody, making lots of memories. It's about just a community having fun together.
I understand that, but at some point, as a showman, it's always a competition. It's always I know it because I was humble when I was showing shots, and people were like, "Oh, you gonna sweep today?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what could happen. So I'm just here to compete. I'm here to be
Right.
here and to compete. But in the back of my mind, I'm saying I'm here to crush all of y'all. At the end of the day, I'm here to bust ass, man. And I
Right.
know you have that inside of you because I see it in your face inside of the ring. It's some people just show it in a different manner, and you show it in a peaceful, like, hey, I know I got the dog. I got it. I don't have to sit up here and make a face. I don't have to do this or that. I don't have to talk much. We just
Yeah.
gonna bust your ass
Really?
silently.
Really, I don't. I mean, maybe in some aspects I do have that, but
Mhm.
I'm just as happy when the next man wins or the next woman wins. Like, I want to celebrate that. I know how I feel when I win, and it's very, very, very rewarding. And I mean, I like for everybody to feel that.
That I also would love everybody to feel that, but not on the way of where of my route. You know what I'm saying? Not to compromise what I'm trying to do, but I get it. If I hit a bump in the road in the middle of it, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool because it I have another chance. So Roger, I know you're the man behind the camera from with all of the beautiful pictures of your wife and the dogs in the show ring. How nerve-wracking is it to be on the sideline and watch what's going on inside of the ring when she's in there doing her thing?
I mean, I got to admit, early on, it was definitely like, what do we? Oh no, what's that? And after a while, it gets kind of routine. So like the initial like nerves kind of wears off. But like she mentioned, we really don't go into it with any amount of expectation. So I think it's easier that way. Like if you go in with no expectation, if you win, great. If you don't win, well, that's fine too, because you didn't have any expectation to win. You learn quick from the show ring, especially any dog can have its day. Even if you feel like you have the best dog, any other dog could have its day. That day, that moment in that show, any dog could have its day. So we try not to put too much expectation on ourselves or too much expectation on the program. Honestly, those kind of situations where you fail or you don't do what you wanted to do, that's a lot of motivation to keep pushing and take it to the next level and say, okay, we got to keep pushing again. We'll do it again.
People don't understand how hard it is, how mentally draining it is to pop out in the campaign. People don't understand how physically taxing it is, how financially taxing it is, how it can get in. This is real. This is a real show. We talk about real stuff. People don't understand how the outside noise, or not even outside noise, but how some of this BS can creep into your relationship, and how you have to you don't have to just manage your dogs. You're not just managing your kennel partners or puppies. You're actually managing your marriage at the same time, and it's a balancing act. And I commend anybody, especially y'all too, man. And I'm behind the scenes. I argue with my wife, but they see us on Facebook smiling and cheesing. But we have our little spats, but it's all good. But the world is not supposed to see that. They're supposed to see what's positive in our life and not what's negative, and that's a beautiful thing of a positive marriage, and
we work really well as a team. He
Mhm.
is the more constructive eye, like he'll tell me, oh, I don't think he's ready. And I'm like, oh no, he's ready. And then I go, and he's like, man, there she goes. I'm like, because, where he's more of the, protect the program. I'm more of the, you either like my program or you don't.
Right.
I'm supporting my dog. And really, to me, that's what matters. And he'll be like, I can't believe you went out there and did that. But I'm like, yeah, because I'll go to a show where he's not at, because he stayed home to take care of the dogs. And I'm like, I'll send him pictures of trophies. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, this one I'm doing while you're at home. You know what I mean? But he really does. He supports me. I mean, this whole American Bully thing came on from I fell in love with one on the boardwalk at Ocean City, Maryland. And I was just like, for 3 years, I went and visited this dog. And on the 4th year, that dog wasn't there. And he was like, "You really want an American Bully?" And I said, "With all of my heart, with all of my heart."
What year was this?
Oh gosh, that's been what, 5 years ago.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
wanted one for 3 years prior to that. So I followed I followed the breed for 3 years before I even got to put my hands physically on one of my own.
so
Now,
were you
hindsight,
breeding? Were y'all breeding before that? I'm sorry.
no.
We actually had Rottweiler and a Bulldog and a little
Wow.
Morkie.
For pets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just no breeding.
yeah.
Wow, man.
And then we
This is
just
amazing.
when we go into something, we go into something. And he got on the phone. We were in Amish country, and he got on the internet because he thought I was going to bring home one of them other little Amish dogs. And he's like, "No, I'm going to
The
get you."
terrier looking dogs, huh?
Yeah, he's like, "I'm going to get you what you really want," and it's been full steam ahead ever since.
Yeah.
So
You
what's the
know,
first dog? Who was the first dog that y'all get and
Gr-
where did you get it from?
Grand Champion Kimber from Venom Line.
Yeah.
From Venom Line. So
Matt,
Yeah,
that was it a
Matt,
male or female dog?
female.
female.
Okay. So y'all already was on top of the game. Did y'all have a mentor at the time to tell you don't
At
get no
that
male, get a
time,
female?
no, at that time we did not. At that time, that's when the American Bully was like, I mean, you're lucky if if you got pick number 5. That's when the breed was just like everybody wanted one, couldn't get your hand on one. And Kimber, actually, Matt had sent us pictures of the litter, and I told Roger, I said, this blue fawn one, that's the one I want. And he's like,
Mm.
"Well, Dina, we were 4th pick." He said, "You'll be hard pressed to get her." And I can remember waiting and waiting and waiting. People were making their picks, and I'm waiting, waiting, and
Stressed out
then,
probably
oh
too.
my gosh, because she was mine. That was the dog I wanted, and I would have taken any because it was a beautiful breeding, but it was her that I wanted. And like I say, we're 4th pick, so we get the thing. Roger plugs in his computer. We put it up on the big screen, and she was there.
Mm.
And I was like, "That's our girl."
Yeah.
And then we waited a bit. And we went to Florida to Matt's house. That's where we met Nate and Matt, and I got to meet Venom Chunk, which was, crazy. Then after that, we were in Ocean City, and Sam's busy man, and Sam finally got back to Roger. Roger spent our entire vacation
Sam
in the
Liam.
room.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
in the room with
Actually
Sam.
I started messaging him earlier before we went on vacation. But just so happened we get to Ocean City, and I've always got my computer set up, and we've had Kimber for a little while now. She's starting to get a little bit older, and we're like, okay, we need to get a male. Obviously, we've got a female. We need to keep pushing in the right direction. And it's so funny because looking back at it, my initial conversation with Sam was a lot like my initial conversation with Matt. They're very like questioning what's the purpose for why you want a dog, why you want this dog, what are you going to do with this dog, right? So you could tell that they were very curious. They wanted to make sure of the dog. And it's so funny because we're new, and I'm telling Matt, I'm like, oh, we're going to show dogs, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I looking back on it, I'm like, he probably heard that 10 times, that whole litter, everyone was going to do that. So it was just so funny that when we followed through, I think they were kind of surprised.
Yeah, Kimber was to be. I mean, we were really blessed to get Kimber
Yeah.
because she's beautiful. But I can remember when we went to Chicago, and these minivans show up, and out comes Grim and Zero, and I thought, what in the world? I gotta have it. I gotta have that. And we were truly blessed. We're truly blessed with the dogs that we've had, the dogs that we've produced. But I mean, Seven, Machiavelli, Altros, Future. Our program is just absolutely so blessed.
I was gonna say that y'all hit the ground running. It didn't take any time at all. And this is what I'm trying to tell people, that if you are lucky and you follow the right path and don't defer and keep your blinders on, you
Yep.
can hit a fast track. But for me, I think I made a mistake, and I want to see if y'all agree with this. it is hard to balance a breeding program and a show program at the same time. It is hard to actually do breedings, right? Because your mind, and I'm talking about not just showing your dog. I'm saying running your dog, knowing you have a dog that can be top dog or close to top dog and possibly win nationals. You are on it. And breeding is the first thing from your mind. And if it is on your mind, you can possibly mess up by making picks. You're going to miss this show. You got to have somebody. Y'all have a perfect team. So your husband can stay home and deal with what he got to deal with, or you can stay home and he can do what he got to do out there. Y'all have a perfect team. But there are people that don't have that.
Right.
It is hard.
They don't have that. And it is very, and most, I would say 85% of the people in American Bully game do not have that. It is a very small percent of the show world. And if you look at it, a lot of people have a stressful home, especially if they have a job. When they come back home, their wife or husband don't like the dogs. They don't want dogs in the house. That is a very hard situation. And I know y'all know people in that situation.
We do.
And I mean, we all do. If you're in the show world, we all do. And it is very stressful. And I know you have to look at each other and appreciate each other even more when you see situations like that and say, we're blessed, man. We are blessed to have the situation that we have right now.
We are. And the fact that, like, sometimes he'll go to a show, but 90% of the time it's me. It'll be nothing for me by myself to load up 2 or 3 dogs and drive 7-8 hours away. And and I know that he can handle it because, like, we own a business as well. I just recently, well, as a matter of fact, Tuesday, I graduate real estate school. So as a team together, thank you. But as a team, we've always worked well together, highs or lows. I mean, December, we've been married 30 years.
Congratulations on that.
You have to, like, if he ever got a hobby, I was full. I mean, he was like, we're going to shoot bows. So what I do, I get a bow. I start learning to shoot bows. He's like, we're going to take pictures. Well, I take the pictures. We're going to do this. And I'm going to race remote control cars. I think for you to work well together, you have to be a part of whatever they're a part of. The dog started with me and he became a part of that. And, like, it's just what we do now. It's his life.
It's your lifestyle now.
Yeah. We both love it equally.
Yeah. And reality, go ahead. You kind of, to say we initially, before we started with the dogs, we built a garage because we were really into cars. And we had a lot of cars. So we built a 40-60. That 40x60 was full of cars. Like, we had a ton of different cars. But it's like we got the itch. I remember the first row of cars, the 2 cars that make up the right side of the building, got sold. And we put kennels in for our first few dogs. And then it just seemed like a slow progression. The next row, 2 more cars got sold, more kennels got put in. And before you know it, we got 1 car left. Like, we sold everything. The big 40x60 is just 100% dedicated to dogs. So, all our wash stations and everything that we need to take care of our dogs, it's like right there, everything we need. So we had a big advantage that, number one, when we first entered into it, we got put in the face of good people, Yeah. So we met Nate, we met Matt, they gave us a good example of what their blood was. And lots of times with breeders, you don't get their best. You just get kind of whatever they're wanting to get rid of. And at the time, we didn't know any better. So they could have easily sold us the crappiest dog in the litter. We wouldn't have known any better, So we
wouldn't. We just lucked into that by our pick.
We just lucked in. So because Kimber became a very nice dog, Grand Champ ABKC, like she was everything we could expect her to be, and then just roll of the dice. We got a hold of Sam, and we go to Chicago. We meet Hannah and Jim and Sam, and these are all we clearly admit these are all situations that most people don't get those opportunities. And we feel very blessed that we got put in front of certain people that took us under their wing and said, okay, this is what you got to do. And
you have to be willing. I think a lot of people have that opportunity. You just don't listen. And we listen to every. I mean, it would be nothing for us to get in a car and drive to Chicago just for a weekend to hang out at the park. These people, and I think a lot of people look at the bully community as not good people, but these people are our family. They became our family. Like, it's not just about dogs. You think about the experiences that you've gotten because of your dogs, the education you've gotten because I got to go to Euro Nationals in Spain
Mm.
because of my dogs. Just the opportunities that your dogs present for you. You've just got to go with them. You've got to be willing, what Roger and I call it is pay the tuition. You're going to get dogs that are pet home dogs that you spend a lot of money for, but you don't get on the internet and bash anybody for it. They didn't mean to sell you a dog that's not 100%. They thought their dog was 100%. But they didn't mean that. So to get on Facebook and bash somebody about it is not good business to me.
Yeah, they're not Dogstradamus.
Exactly.
They can't read the future. But what that breeder can do is when they see that, all right, say it's this person wants to show dogs and the dog didn't turn out what the honorable. I think what the problem is there's a lot of heartless breeders that say, hey, it's a risk you took. We all take that risk. My hands are washed. What a responsible breeder does, a responsible breeder says, you know what? Find a pet home for that dog. Even if you make money from that dog, go ahead and sell it or send it to a pet home. I'm gonna give you a dog. I'm gonna co-own you a dog for a quarter of the price of what because it can't be free because I have to get the C-section. I have to do all of this stuff that what you would give me would help towards my program. So I'll give it to you for a quarter. A dog that I would sell for 10 G's, $8,000, I'm giving to you for 2,000. You know what I'm saying? And this is, I'm talking about first pick dog. Me and you are going to sit here and pick this dog and we're going to go through this and we're going to make it right. Yeah. And that's what a responsible breeder would do. They would somehow make it right. But I think the problem is in this dog world, and this not in America, just in America, but this is all dog. This is all for all breeders that do this. This is not just an American bully world, but we are in the American bully world. So this is what matters to us. But we're not the only world, the dog world that goes through this stuff. That people make it seem like we're the only community that goes through this crazy stuff, but it's not. There's let's not talk about the Frenchie world and the AK. This crazy stuff that I've heard that's crazy. Not just that, just dogs. Period. Crazy stuff. People playing people and pulling the wool over people's eyes and all kind of stuff. It goes on. It's the same thing. But I can tell that y'all are responsible breeders, and if anything in that situation happened, y'all would jump and aid the person to y'all best.
Oh, absolutely. Sam has done the same with us. We get a dog. I've even handpicked the dog. I'm like, Sam, this the one. This the one. And I'm like, this not the right one. And that's what he does. He like, go ahead, pet home it. We'll figure something out. But you are gonna have to pet home dogs. But every day I see people online just not happy. You know what I mean? You're just not happy. But
we
all go through it.
Only caveat to that situation, I would say, for breeders to look out for is if you co-own a dog with someone or you sell the dog outright to them, but the dog's not taken care of. That's the hard part. When a dog has great potential, but you as the breeder put that dog in the wrong hands. And, we see dogs that just aren't taken care of. They aren't fed right. They aren't taken care of right. And we all know when those early days, those early months, those first year, basically, the dog has to be fed well taken care of. There's a lot of responsibility. And when you drop the ball, that affects the dog. It affects the dog structure. It affects how the dog turns out. So, yes, you should absolutely help anybody when you're in that kind of situation, but be cognizant of the fact that did they do what they were supposed to do? Did they hold up their end of the bargain? If they did, then yes, by all means, do what must be done to take care of them.
Facts. There's 21 questions, or probably more than 21 questions that has to be asked before the transaction happens again. Before that, you get this dog at this Godfather price. You get first pick, not third pick like you got, and you asked for it. I mean, our name, and I believe in karma. I believe what you put out, the same energy is going to return back. And so I believe in trying to do the best for others when it comes to business, when it comes to don't play with somebody when they're spending their hard-earned money. They're working hard for this money. And 9 times out of 10, this is the biggest purchase they've ever had outside of a car, man.
Yeah.
There's some people that haven't spent over $5,000 over on a car.
Yeah.
Right. It is it is big. And you just hope, like, our doors are always open. If somebody were to get a puppy from us, which we don't get rid of many because I'm a little bit of a hoarder,
right?
Little bit of a hoarder when
Right,
it comes
right.
to my babies. But if they do get a puppy from us, our doors are always open. And it says right on our contract, something's not working out, always bring the dog back to me. Always, no questions asked. Just bring the dog back to me, and I'll figure it out from there.
Yeah,
So-
a good example would
Okay.
be, well, QK Watkins, right?
No, sir.
You don't know QK?
I
Okay.
don't.
So here's a young guy. He had a situation with his current dog. He was very involved in ABKC. His current dog couldn't show anymore. He just didn't have a dog at the moment. But I met him several times. You can kind of get a feel for who that person is. You know what I mean? After you've dealt with them so many times. So when we did our breeding to Nomi Malone, we had 3 sons off of that.
To Pilo.
Yeah. So we sent one of those down to him because I know when I put that dog in his house, 1, it's going to be taken care of. 2, it's going to be in the show ring. He's going to show the dog. Right. So I took the example off of the litter that I thought would serve his purpose and made sure that it ended up in his house. And so now I have a production off of one of my females that's dual championed already at a year old. Right? If I'd have put him in another house, he may have ended up on a couch. He may have never ended up in the show ring. So it's making connections with people, go into a show, making connections with people, figuring out who you're dealing with. When people message you on Facebook, you have no idea who you're dealing with. But when you go, if your intent is to breed show dogs and put dogs in homes that will show, the best place to meet those people is at the show, period.
Well, in the same aspect, the first dog that we sent him, they just didn't work well together. So he pet home that dog and we sent him another dog.
Yeah.
So that you have to stand, like, just like you said, we stood by what we said. We're going to give you a show dog.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't anything wrong with the dog. They just didn't click.
Yeah.
It just didn't click.
We got
So
some-
now he has Post Malone. And Post Malone is clicking. I mean, they work amazing together.
That's a beautiful thing. So
It
a question I have: your first breeding? Oh,
Mhm.
oh my God!
got a
Frenchies.
trying to escape.
Congrats!
Thank you.
It's a blessing when you have over 2 Frenchies, man.
Yeah.
It
We
is
got
a blessing when you have over 2. But a lot of people don't know how hard and stressful breeding Frenchies are, man. That is people think American Bully is stressful. I think the exotics, French bulldogs, and bulldogs are like the hard breeding dogs. Like that's to me, it's stressful because if you spending a lot of money to deal with these dogs and to only have two.
We got 7.
Oh my God!
That's a litter of 7.
7, and
Wow.
every one of them made it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Congratulations, man.
We had one that when she was born, she was a little bit underdeveloped to the point like she didn't have any hair even on her feet. So for 3 weeks, they're 3 weeks old today. So for 3 weeks, I have spent every waking moment that I didn't have to go to class in there. Like I had to feed her every hour and a half, and she's doing amazing. She only weighed 4 ounces when she was born.
Man, you just said no hair on the feet just brought a chilling situation that I went through. We had a few years ago, we had a female that we did a breeding with, and it was her first litter. She they said she had 7 puppies. We went, they gave her C-section. They said she only had 5. All right. We brought them home. They ain't have no hair like on their paws. And I'm looking like, what's that? You know, we're new to breed. This is like maybe our 3rd breeding. And I'm like, what? You know, because our first breeding was two litters back to back. So
Right.
So this actually was our 2nd breeding, you know. So I'm like, what's going on? So the puppies started falling off. Boom, boom. They pulled the puppies too early. She's nesting. And I'm like, what's going on? Why is she still nesting? Another puppy. There's only one puppy alive, right? She's nesting, still nesting. We're like, why is she still nesting? My wife is outside taking her to the bathroom, and she has an eerie scream. I run downstairs, and there's a puppy she's trying to pass maybe 4 days later after, a week later after the C-section.
All right.
So
I've heard of that.
I'm tripping. I called the vet. They're like, no, we looking at it right now. You know what are you talking about? So we had to rush her back. She had 3 puppies in there, counting the dead one that was hanging out of her. So they made it right. They made it right with us, you know, but at the end of the day, they couldn't make it really right because, you know, all of our puppies dropped off and 2 only lived for that litter.
Right.
This is a co-own that I have with my kennel partner. Like, you know, this is, I don't have to just deal with the stress of losing out on financially, losing emotionally, because we seeing these pups for our first time and our whole like just dying.
Yeah.
This is hurting us. My wife's crying, I'm crying, I'm hurt, you know, and because we're coming in and she's trying to like push the puppies, and this is emotionally hurting us, you know, at the end of the day. So you really can't pay us back, you know, for what you just put us through because you rushed us to do it. So it was things like this happened for a purpose, for us to help other people not to go through stuff like this and to see the signs and to jump right on it when these signs happen. I'm sorry that I took up most of that.
Oh no, you're absolutely fine. It's very educational for people because, you know, had they done a reverse progesterone, you would have known. You know, like sometimes, like our vet, they will not, like they'll schedule me, but they absolutely will not pull my pups unless they do that reverse progesterone.
Yeah.
And it's very important. You know, I mean, like even the one that didn't have any fur, yeah, we did the reverse progesterone. Yes, they were ready. But with 7 puppies and a small Frenchie body.
Situational thing. Situational, it happens. And you have to be on guard and know what to do for dogs like that. Now we commend y'all for being on it, man. Like I said, y'all are I don't think you understand how important you both are to the American bully world in such a short time.
Oh, thank you.
There's people that's been in this dog world 15, 20 years. I've done it for 10, but really I've only been breeding for 5 years.
Right. I just think you have to care. I mean, you have to give it your all. It's not a part-time thing. When you take on the responsibilities of these little lives, you just have to care. Like you don't get days off. Your kennel requires you every day. Fact. And if you're not obligated to it like that, then I don't recommend you do it. I mean, we're out in our kennel 3 or 4 times a day. Everybody's good. You gotta you gotta watch the weather because these are not hot weather dogs. So you gotta let them out just for a little bit of time, and you gotta watch them because they're not gonna watch themselves. They're gonna get out there. They can get too hot. They don't know. You gotta know.
I'm gonna tell you the advantage that we also have, us as people that weren't breeders that came into the American Bully community for the first time as breeders. This is our first dog that we ever gonna breed. We see an example of the standard of the American Bully. This is what we go by. I say the people that were breeding pit bulls, that were breeding Amstaffs, no disrespect to those breeders. They don't like the true American. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them do not like the true American Bully, and they try to add the example of the pit bull or the Amstaff, whatever they were into the American Bully to make it an example of what they think this dog should be versus what the standard of the American Bully is. How do y'all feel about that?
American Bullies are very different. I mean, if I take my dog to Tractor Supply and someone looks at it and says, "Is that a pit bull?" I've done something wrong. I want you to look at my dog and I want you to see his mass. I want you to know that it is in no way, shape, or form a pit bull. The muzzle should be different. The head should be different. The bone should be different. We're huge on breed type. Like, I want you to look at my dog and be like, "Oh my God."
Right.
And that's what I'm breeding for.
Right. That's why I say we have the advantage over other breeders. I don't think they really understand that. It's because this is the example of the dog that we see first. It's not another dog that has an influence that we have a tied love to because
right.
This is the dog that we actually just adored before the American Bully. So we're just try to mix a little bit of that into the American. Not saying that I am saying what they're doing is wrong. It is very wrong what they're doing. But I understand where it's coming from.
Right.
But it just takes away from the hard work that they have to put ahead of that. Because there is hard work to build a complete American Bully that doesn't have breathing issues, that doesn't have short upper arm, that doesn't have a long back, that's not overangulated, that does not have that much turn to stifle or no turn to stifle, that does not have tight feet. We want tight feet. We want cat feet. It is a lot that goes into actually breeding the American Bully. Let's take away these other breeds that you want to example the American Bully after, which is completely insane to me. So there's a lot of work that goes into constructing these dogs, I was coming into this question for y'all. Your first breeding, how did that work out? What was it? Yeah.
All right. Our first breeding was Kimber to Kong, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah,
it was a nightmare. Louis
V to Louis V.
Yeah. So hot to hot.
Oh.
Hot to hot. So yeah, I mean, and God loved Kong, but we even had him at a show one time, and Kong bit Kimber in the face. I'm like, oh, is this domestic violence here?
Should I call the police?
Yeah, what's going on? I'm like, that's your girlfriend. So we learned a lot from that breeding.
Yeah.
We learned a lot from that breeding. And, Roger always does the test mating, the test breeding. We do that.
Mm-hmm.
We make sure they're DNA'd now. We had ran into, and we didn't even know this, it's all, we call it paying the tuition. We ended up with a female one time that had 2 copies of CRD1. So 2 copies of CRD1. equals one blind puppy.
Oh,
They go blind. A lot of people don't know that. So DNA, if you're going to do a breeding program, I highly, highly, highly suggest you do the DNA.
Right.
Because, you run yourself into a lot of issues if you don't do that. A lot of issues that you really need to research what those things mean. You need to research at least, my opinion, 4 generations back. If you got a pity back there and 4 generations back, you could throw that again. Because we found that up to 4 generations, they can produce that. So I think DNA is so important. And only because we've paid the tuition and learned the hard way.
And
But, you don't go out there and cry about it. You just educate about it.
Let me mention something about DNA because I see people, just like anything else, you'll see people that get obsessive about a certain flaw. They're just obsessive about this. That's their thing, right?
mm-hmm.
And then people will get into DNA and they'll see a dog has one copy of something, right? And they just freak out about it. And this is no different. A dog's genetic report is no different than having a bad tail set, right? It's just something that you have to keep in mind when you're doing the breeding. So if you have a female that has one copy of CRD1 or one copy of anything, right, you just make sure the male doesn't, right? And then nothing matches up, and 50% of your puppies will be clear and 50% of your puppies will be carriers. It's perfectly fine. But it's just part of that tool. So if I'm looking and say the male brings this, but he brings one copy of this. Okay. So these are all things you weigh out. When there's too many negatives and you say, well, maybe this isn't a male for us because he just brings too many of the negatives and they overweigh the positive. So every breeding's planned. I don't care what it is. Even early on, even with Kimber and Kong, that was very purposely planned. We had a goal on exactly what we wanted from that.
We failed miserably.
We didn't get it, but we had to plan.
We had to revamp our plan.
So how did y'all bounce back from that, and how did y'all correct that?
You just put together another breeding.
Yeah.
You move on. And basically when we do our breedings, we don't breed for anything other than what our own program wants or needs.
Right.
I see a lot of these stud credits going for super cheap. And I see a lot of people using a cheaper stud. But they're wanting to produce the more expensive stud. So if a stud is more expensive, number one, I always breed to the stud owner. If I see a stud owner that are causing a bunch of, ruckus on the Facebook, I don't really want to be part of that. I'm a no drama kind of girl. I don't care if it's the best dog in the world. I will not breed to that dog. As a matter of fact, like for us, if I see people out there doing all that ruckus, I literally have a do not breed list. Like if you're out there hating on somebody else's dog or somebody else's program, I don't want to fool with that. I want to promote positivity and community, and let's all get together and have a good time. Your dog might win today, my dog might win tomorrow, but we're all putting in the same work. You're working just as hard as I'm working. I want to see you win as much as you want to see me win. And that's what you surround yourself with at these shows.
And the thought process behind that is, if this guy is out there tearing someone else down, you could be next, right?
Oh, yeah.
To do business with him and everything doesn't click exactly the way he wants, you'll be next. He'll be tearing you down. So we just avoid that altogether. Just all it is.
What
Stay
I
out
was
of,
sitting
stay
here
out of the
thinking about?
drama. Stay out of the bullshit.
Exactly.
Do you remember when you all were on Yard Crashers? The Vol Bullies was on Yard Crashers. You remember that? I was like, they're celebrities.
Yeah.
We watched that over and over and over.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I listen.
Because that was what? That was probably 4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, longer.
Yeah, it was
probably.
2018, 2019, I think it was.
Yeah, we were just getting started.
Oh yeah. I was like, whew.
I always looked at. I've been into my fair share of drama. It's hard to stay out of it when you're running.
Right.
It's hard to. You have to have really tough skin, and you have to have a good. You have to have good people behind you that'll pull you back, that'll reel you back. See, my wife is a hothead. My wife sees anybody talking bad, she's not going to say, Joel, like this thing. Now she will. But then when we first started dealing with these dogs, it's drama. When it was drama, it was like we met it head first. And we had to learn, listen, you lose out of business when you do this. This is what Tone was telling me, man. You stay out of the drama, man. You lose business. Right. You lose good people that you can actually, people out of really wanted to deal with you. They'll look at you and say, nope, and turn away from you. And now you're missing out on this and you're missing out on that. And so many things you can miss out of if you just say, forget that. It's not important.
I have a ton of respect for Tone and Pre. Tone, when he has something to say, he just says it. He doesn't say it like, to cause, but he speaks the truth. Like the other day I saw where some people were talking about Merles or whatever. Of course, I have a Merle. I have a Merle that just wants to.
Uh-oh. Lost her.
Uh-oh.
That's strange. We're in the same house, you'd think. It must be her.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We lost her.
I
wanted to dip back real quick on the vet situation because
go ahead.
I see this all the time. I mean, the situation you went through, I see it with our breedings all the time. These vets don't care. They don't pay. There is a ton of vets. They just don't care. They don't care about your breeding. They don't care how much money you're going to lose. So I always try to make a point to communicate throughout the process. Like if you use one of the boys, how's your female doing? Trying to keep track of things. If you see anything weird, message me so we can talk. Because too many times I've seen them go to the vet and the vet just doesn't give them a good answer, doesn't help them. You know what I mean? And lots of times these are people's are their first breedings. They just don't get the answers they need. They end up making huge mistakes. So we try to be there for everyone throughout the whole process. From the breeding clear to puppies touching down. If they have issues with pups, they can message us. It's just part of our obligation. And we see that a lot. We see too many times. We see vets that just don't do the right thing for their clients. So I would always be cautious. Do your homework and always question your vet. Question your vet. There she is.
Sorry.
I actually say to people, make sure your vet. You go to a vet that's a breeder, some kind of breeder, horse breeder, pig breeder, goat breeder, some kind of breeder. Make sure that they understand what losing a pig, horse, lamb, sheep, whatever they're breeding. Make sure they understand what a loss of one of those things can be.
Ours are horses. Our vet breeds horses
and goats.
Yeah.
So losing a horse is bad. I mean, losing you got to start all over now. It's like, it's no 3 or not even one other horse that you can pick from, that breed. And you have to start all over. So definitely my recommendation is definitely any body that breeds any animals, but
they need to have a progesterone machine. If they don't have an IDEX progesterone machine, just go somewhere else. If it's
buy your own if you can.
Whatever you got to do, because at the end of the day, they need to have the tools. That reverse progesterone will save your ass. Your female may drop in temperature, and you may think, "Hey, she's ready. Her temperature dropped," and you go do a reverse progesterone, and she's at a 4 or a 3. She's not ready, and if you pull them puppies, you're going to be in a world of hurt. So it's not we never take any single variable into account. If her temperature is right, we want to make sure the progesterone is right too. We always, everything has to line up. And then because our vet, we're at a point with them where we trust them. we can sit down and we can have a talk and we can say, okay, here's the situation. This is where she's at. What should we do? What are we going to do? And they make that decision with us. You know what I mean? They help us. So huge advantage. But again, when we first started at the vet, they didn't know us. They didn't trust us. And most vets are very anti-breeder. Like they don't like breeders.
Mm-hmm.
They even let me come in and do when they're doing the C-section.
Yeah, she pulls.
I get to be. They'll pull puppies, bring them out to me.
Man,
I get, and they did like this last breeding. They did on a Sunday. It was a vet, a tech, and me. Yeah. They're like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Ready as I'll ever be. Let's roll."
Puppies out of the sack and getting them breathing and cleaning them out.
Man,
but I've learned
been there before too, and it looks crazy.
It's stressful. You're like, breathe, just breathe.
When you look, when you look at your female and how they got her laid out, man, it looks like a biology project that's going on in there, man.
I always like to be with my mama when she wakes up, though. Like, I love to be with my mama. Like, I want her to know she's done a good job and mom's here with you. Everything's okay.
And what's very important is to make sure that I've seen this is a lot of mistakes too, that people would leave the mother in there with the puppies. Then they would walk away to go to the bathroom, walk away to go to the refrigerator real quick with the mother in there with those puppies. The first week, I make sure that I'm watching the mother. I'm not leaving her in there with them. I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go, or my wife is over the litter with the mother. I'm not leaving the dogs alone with that mother after a C-section. It's not when it has a natural, it's totally different.
Right.
It's a totally different situation. But when, they haven't passed those puppies in a natural way, and we take these puppies out of unnatural way, it's very confusing to these dogs when they wake up and they automatically see these dogs right in front of them.
Yeah, what we do is we have an incubator and like the RCOM pet breeder. So what we do is generally, at least for the first week, when the puppies are not eating, they're in the incubator. So I have a very stable temperature. I have a very stable humidity and oxygen level, and it's all monitored. That way the puppies have the opportunity to, stabilize. Plus they're safe. I can walk out of the room. I don't have to worry about mom freaking out. And, then when they get a little bit older, now you see mom starting to accept them. Mom's cleaning them. Mom's taking care of them. Okay, now mom can spend some more time with them. I can't remember who told us this, but we found that even when mom's not interested, if we put the puppy in her face and to kind of rub the puppy on her nose, and if the puppy will pee on her nose, some reason that kicks something off in her brain, and all of a sudden she'll start taking care of them.
Have you ever seen them shiver their lip when they're licking, when they taste the pee?
Yeah.
I think that might be something that's triggering to their brain as well, because male dogs do that when they smell females that's in heat. As well. So I think that is something that is triggering something to their brain. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I can sit here all night and speak to y'all about dogs.
You're fine.
But I just wanted to let y'all know again how important y'all are to what's going on in this dog world. Your podcast,
you're important to us too. We look back.
Thank you so much.
Who do we see there? You know what I mean? There was always you, Tone, the Duval Bully guys. I mean, you all were always just such a tight knit. Yeah. I can remember we went to our very first show, which is Jacksonville. We went without a dog.
Oh,
and
that was the first Jacksonville show.
Yeah.
We didn't even know never looked back.
Y'all see me at my rarest form at that show, I think, man, when I was up there with shots.
It's all good. And you were on the stack off stage.
Believe it or not,
I was talking big shit on the stack off stage.
That's what you're supposed to do on the stack off stage. You remember Jeremiah was calling Shamrock out of the truck? I was like, what is going on?
We both started calling him out. We both started.
But it's fun, though.
I made you get off stage, though, when I said side stack matters. And I started side stacking. Fry looked. I said, "Man, this is what we agreed on." But it was all fun. It was. It's a very memorable moment.
Oh,
And
absolutely. And
yes.
Jeremiah brings a lot to the stack stage.
So much energy he brings.
You
man, to
know,
the
and
situation.
people just feed off of that. Now, I'm not that way. You know, I'm not gonna get up or yell and scream. I'm already sweating. I'm like, oh my God. Whew. You know, we didn't know Seven was a stack dog. We went
Right.
over there at Jacksonville to mess with Roger at Machiavelli. And then we won. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that was so much fun. And the experience that I get to have with my dog. I mean, we're so blessed. We get to travel with our dogs. You can't take that away.
Right.
I'll tell you how green we were. So we find you guys, we find Duval Bullies, right? So I see it's you, and like I find CF Chino, and
Oh
all
my
the guys are in the north, right? And then I realize, like, here's Tone, but he's not up north, he's in Florida. I'm like, what the hell? So I don't know none of you guys. I'm just trying to put the pieces together, like who's who and what's what, and how the hell does this guy know that guy? And ends up being so just putting it all together. And then we go to the show, like we didn't know it was the first one. That show was so crazy to us because we had never been to a show before.
That was your first show. That was your first show.
Ever.
Oh my God, yo, that had to be one of the to see something like that because it was like a nationals moment.
Yes.
Like
I never missed that show. Like it is to me, that is my nationals. You know, I love what Tone and Pre and the whole Duval Bullies put into that show.
That was during
like
COVID too, man.
Energy.
That was during COVID.
It was some. I mean, there was a guy with a great big snake. You know, I was just like, oh my God, I will not. And then after that, we took Kimber to her very first show. I can remember the whole time praying there. Oh dear God, please just let my dog walk in a circle. And Hannah took Kimber and won like 5 of the 6 shows. I couldn't even watch. I was in the bathroom.
So when we went to Jacksonville, we did not take a dog. Like we didn't know what our dog was. We didn't know what she was capable of, So
right.
We said, we're going to leave the dog at home. We're going to experience this. And just like any other thing you've ever done in your life, if you had a really good time, you're like, we're going to do that shit again. Like
right.
All the time.
So probably the worst thing that could have happened to us show wise is for us to go, or the best thing is to go to a show that was at that level for your first show.
You judge every show after that like that.
Instantaneously addicted. Like you have to do it.
And you look at every show like, oh man, I know every show's not like that. It's just not like that.
Well, none of them. Like that one in Nationals is pretty much.
And Georgia, season opening.
Season opener's good. And I like Allentown.
Allentown's my first show that I actually ever. Well, I went. My first show was Maryland, Bel Air, Maryland. Okay. Bel Air was my first show, and it was rainy. We did good winning there. It was horrible, but that's the first time I realized that my male dog, Bane, was a pet home dog. He wasn't a show dog. Tone let me know it right in my face. He was like, because I've known Tone since 1998. So that's way before the dogs I ever thought about a dog, and my first dog was 2014. So
Roger talking about CF Chino.
Yeah. Chino, man. They're all good people, man. I was blessed to be in the situation that I was in because Tone was in Black Label. He was learning after the great rest in peace, Keno Aries. So, and that crew, he was learning from everybody from that crew. And I was learning from him. Right. So I was like, I had Siren. I didn't get Siren from him. He was like, yo, you want to be part of Black Label? Because I was winning with Siren. I just started off winning with her. He was like, you want to be part of Black Label, man? I can get you in Black Label. I said, hell no, I don't want to be in Black Label, man. It's too many people. And I'm good, man. I'm going to do something myself. He said, well, we got Duval Bullies. I said, hold on. How you in Black Label and got Duval Bullies? And he was like, that's how it is. It's just a group that has a group of kennels that's in this group, and we represent that brand. Right. I was like, that's crazy. I don't want to do that, but I represent Duval Bullies because my name when I moved to Rhode Island was Joey Duval. There's some people that think that's my real name, because Duval is the county of Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
You know, so people didn't understand that, you know, so, you know, people called me Duval. So, you know, I have a tattooed on my back. I had it tattooed on my back 2012, I think, before people was actually saying it, you know, like that. But you know, it's a beautiful situation to get into when you're dealing with somebody that is like your brother, you know, or brothers, because I can't forget Marco and I can't forget
Marco.
Pri as well as a sister that actually guided us through how, you know, through their bad situations. You could tell they was guiding us. They were our beacon. They were our lighthouse. You know, they were showing us, look, don't do this because this is gonna happen. Don't do this because this is gonna happen. Sometimes I dipped my foot into the pool and it didn't happen to me like that. You know what I'm saying? And
you gotta have a good mentor.
Yes.
I mean, that's like with us and Sam and Hannah and Jim, you know, and people think that people like that are unapproachable, but they're really not. You know what I mean? You just got to get in there and show your work ethic, show you're willing to win and lose
They're
with
just very
passion.
selfless. Like
no, those people that and I don't mean to say it like they better than anybody else, but they actually are in the profession that we're in. Let's just be real, you know.
Right.
So they're at a whole nother level when they're doing something, and when you come to a whole nother level, it's just like any fighter, anybody that's any professional field. You go through the negatives as you go in a positive direction. You still go through those negative situations that make you think, that make you hear stuff. I've heard this before. I've heard this 20,000 times. So you become kind of numb to it. So when somebody says it to you, you're like, oh yeah, you know. But when you actually see them in there and you're like, hold up. They go back in their data bank and say, they told me this. Wow. So now they take a mental mark in their brain. Okay, this person is a person of their word. Let me keep an eye on them because this might be somebody that I want to somehow connect with during this, because this bully world is treacherous. Ooh. So it's always good to hang on to good people when you pass through in this sea of sharks, you know, when you're navigating. So yes, the mentor is very good to have because they actually can point out these sharks, which ways to go. And sometimes we're like, you know, fuck it, we're going to trailblaze, you know, and we're going to do it our way. And sometimes when you see that a person it can possibly happen, just because it happened bad to you doesn't mean you should be jaded and snake bitten and say it's not going to happen to anybody. You got to be able to let them know what's going to be and still be positive and guide them towards that. Okay, you know, let's see, you know, and if it's bad, that happened to you happens to them, you could be there to comfort them, not to be there to say, I told you so. You know, you could be there just, you know.
Absolutely. It's all a learning process.
Facts.
And it's what you put into it. How much are you willing to learn? Mm-hmm. How much are you willing to learn? How many losses are you willing to take? And in this game, you got to be able to take a lot of losses. Yeah. You got to be able to take a lot of criticism and just brush it off and know, you know what? My dog might not be for them, but my dog's for me.
Man, I seen criticism that y'all been through that I want to fight.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to put my hands on the people and I have to actually not comment on some of the posts and walk away from it, because I know what kind of people y'all are and what y'all put into your program.
You know how you win is you keep showing up. You keep showing up. And when I show up and Seven walks in the building, there people are like, my gosh, that doesn't look anything like the picture I saw of him. I'm like, yeah, my dog is better than that. You know, I'm not. There have been times now. I can't. One particular time, you know, I'm not gonna get on Facebook and fuss with nobody, but I will talk to you face to face. And I have done that. I was called a Karen. I was told that I should not love my dog as much as, you know, I love a child. And I was like, you know what? That answered a lot of questions for me, because if you think in those terms, we're not the same people. We are not the same kind of people. So it's okay that you feel that way. And it's okay that I feel the way that I feel, because I'm going to go on continuing to every every day that dog is my responsibility, and I will love it just like I love a child. So we're not the same people. So I learned a lot from, speaking to that person face to face. We're just not the same people, and it's okay.
Mm.
You can have your group, I'll have my group, and we'll still do. But when you win is when you walk in and people see that dog and they're like, man, can I lock him in right now?
Mm.
Because I was told by so and so that he didn't look like this. And I'm like, well, that's why I bring him. I bring him for people to see him. I have nothing to hide. If I did, I wouldn't have been on every stack stage for the last year.
Right.
We did that because we loved it. We had fun. But yeah, it's also for people to see, some people went to a lot of work and some photoshopping, I just let them do their thing. But when he comes in the building, people are like, oh my God, that's winning.
People need to understand Rogue Bully Camp. They need to understand that y'all are here to stay.
We're not going anywhere.
Y'all ain't going nowhere.
No.
Because y'all are, I can't say, I'm not going to say that because it's kind of vulgar. I will not say the phrase that I was going to just say.
You go ahead.
Y'all put y'all dick in the dirt already. It's in the dirt.
Yeah.
Y'all mark, it's not going nowhere. Y'all, it's y'all are there. It's no turning around. It's no going back, because what y'all have planted in people's mind is the same thing that you say that you seen when you first came into the game, and what you visually seen when you came and looked at certain people and said, okay, wow, this is they're good people, and y'all are that example now. The example that y'all see and that y'all wanted to follow, y'all are that example for thousands of people.
We just want to help people.
Tens of thousands of people.
We want to help everybody. We want people to be able to reach out to us and learn through our losses and our experiences.
And I think, honestly, I think taking some losses, I know nobody wants to do it. Trust me, nobody wants to do it. Mm-mm. But taking some losses is what kind of forges your gumption or your ability to just deal with shit. You know what I mean? Like, I look back at, like, I don't know if you ever played. You play football in high school or anything like that? You play some kind of sport?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So one of the things they did, I remember in middle school, they would put all these guys in a circle and give them all pads, right? And you put you in the middle,
bull in the ring.
Yeah, and they were like, you get out, right? And I remember, like, I'm young, I'm in junior high, I'm my first year of junior high, and I could not get through past these boys. Like, I kept boom, 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 hitting them, and finally it was to the point where I couldn't get up no more. And the coach pulled me off to the side, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "You didn't get out, but you got heart. I have never seen nobody that wouldn't quit." You know what I mean? And so we just take that kind of Generation X kind of approach to things. Is like, the more you kick me, the more it makes me stronger, and it gives me more determination. So you can hand me all the L's, you can say whatever you want to say, and you're doing me a favor, because now you're just making me stronger. Now I can deal with it because I've already had to deal with it. And you can throw anything at me now because I've already been through it. What are you going to say now? So
facts. That is bull. And for everybody, for some of y'all, Manili, I can't even say the word, man. For y'all new age youngins, how you say the word?
Millennials. Yeah.
I can't even say it. My tongue is not working right now. But you would be in the middle of your team would make a circle. You would go, there would be somebody in the middle, say me, and the coach would say, you point at one person, you start at one and count all the way around until you get to the last person. You do that. Yeah. And he says, remember those numbers. Then he starts calling them off. Now, when he starts calling those numbers off, you have to square up with that number and take that hit on. Bow. And that person goes back and he starts calling. Yeah, I've been through that. Yeah, man. They don't do that now, man. They don't do that now these days. That's old school, man. They don't do that now.
Well, that used to be, that's how, especially boys, how, and everybody that was in charge of you, your coach, your dad, your uncle, whoever was, they had to break your spirit first. I got to break you first, and then I can teach you what to do. And I'm telling you what, the American bully community is no different. If you show one iota of weakness, they will break you right now. They'll find out what it is, and they will break you with it. So as far as we're concerned, we just look at it. We're like, we're good. You know, we've been through all the that's one thing. When we hit the ground running so hard and bought so many dogs so fast, we got to do a bunch of breedings quickly. We got to learn a bunch of stuff about whelping litters. We got to learn so much because we probably did 8 years worth of breeding in the first 3 years. Like we just did so much. We do our own collections. We do our own processing. Other than the C-section, we do everything for our dogs. We learned how to do all that. We don't depend on our vet to do much of anything other than, we do annual checkups and shots. I think you muted yourself. She's having technical difficulties. Yeah. No? Are you muted?
Nah, she's not muted.
Oh, okay.
Hold it.
She lost her.
Is she muted now?
Now she's
there
muted.
she is.
Nope.
No, she's not. Go ahead.
No. Put those away. She keeps putting them headphones on. Not yet.
Nope.
Go out.
I can hear her a little bit. It's not.
Yeah, I think you can hear her through my mic because she's just in.
All right, go ahead, talk. Oh,
She
got it. All right, she's going out to jump back in.
But no,
yeah.
I'm saying that's a huge part of it. Like, believe it or not, we raise up people in our community that have a huge amount of success in a short time.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking guys that did their first breeding, created a bully, made $1 million off of bullies off of that first breeding that created that crazy stud or whatever. And we put those guys on a pedestal. But the problem is that the odds of you being that guy. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like an AT&T commercial. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
But the odds of you being that guy is almost nothing. So you need to be optimistic, yeah, but be realistic also. And be ready. Your path may be 5 years. Your path may be 10 years. That guy's path was a year, whatever. Everyone's path is different. So don't put crazy expectations on yourself. When we say everybody, and you said, just like a lot of people say, you guys have done so much in such a short time. But, if it's me and her just sitting on the couch, we're looking at ourselves like we should be farther than this by now. We are so hard on ourselves. We're so critical on ourselves that I think it's what pushes us. Another thing that just pushes us, we did this last breeding. We didn't quite get what we were after. We're doing it. We're going to do another one. We're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So yeah, those sometimes taking the L's, the best thing that can happen to you.
I believe you should breed for what you want in your own yard, what your vision is. My vision might not be the same as somebody else's.
As long as it's to the standard.
But we still got to respect, their vision. And if they ask you for help, but don't interject, don't be so opinionated that what you want is the only vision. This is still a new breed, still a new breed.
Right. I was in a situation like that. I produced a female. I think she's like the fifth. She's like the fifth youngest female grand champion in ABKC history. I think she grand champed at 13 months. 13 months she grand champ. And it was a shots fired daughter bred to Siren, and her name was Lady Majesty. So the owner had and he wanted to do a breeding. He asked me for my advice who I should breed. I gave my advice who she bred to a whole nother dog. I was like, and I was very opinionated, and I was wrong. The breeding he did was a beautiful breeding, dogs were amazing. It's just not the breeding that I wanted, and I kind of was that opinionated where I was offended because why would you come ask me about a dog that I own that I sold to you,
Right.
and now that. So I was kind of emotionally tied to that. So you kind of gotta be able to separate that. You have to be able to separate your emotions from what other people are doing and let them see for themselves, and so you can now interject and say, okay, now let's do it the way that I was trying to point you towards and see if this works out. If it doesn't work out, we go from there. But this is part of the game.
Talking about being the fifth youngest, that's when we really, really, really learned how to take heat. When my precious grand champed at 10 months old. She's the youngest ABKC grand champion in this. The big dogs
Congratulations. Congrats.
Thank you.
You had to flex. You see how she flexed on me like this? She just was like,
no, I'm saying that's when we learned
like,
how
damn, what's she doing?
We learned
go ahead, but congratulations.
Thank you. But that's what taught us how to take heat.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because they came for us hard and heavy.
Yeah, a popular breeder was kind of going out of their way. Every weekend after a show, they had a male that was there. He was trying to grand, and this 9-month-old female was beating his dog every weekend, and he was mad. So every weekend he was on Facebook just trying to tear our female down, tear us down. And that particular one, it was getting to it. I wanted to say something, but that's where the mentor stepped in and said, no.
Yeah.
All they're doing is driving people to you. Just let them say what they want to say. And so we would post photos of the girl and we'd be like, this is our female. This is what, everyone's talking about.
Youngest grand champion.
Yeah. She actually branded as a standard.
So that's like that. That's this right here. Like every fucking picture that I post up, every trophy. Go ahead. What else you got to say? What that male can't even look over our dog's back right now.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. Listen, I know you can say fuck you to somebody in a very positive way, man.
Yeah.
It can be done, and that is the way to do it. And just to see, and at a point, I don't like seeing it at some point because I don't like seeing other people going through hell. And it's actually, I believe this is literally hell that they're going through,
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't like to see a person going through that hell. And so I might lean off, but at some point, yeah, man, you might need to feel that flame on your ass because you're talking too much. So I'm gonna let my success burn you for a little bit,
Yeah.
I understand.
Don't block them. Just let them keep seeing the good pictures. And that's where our mentor again said, don't get involved. Just post good pictures.
Malik Kelly said, I want to pup off of Ice Age.
I'm telling you right now, my little Ice Age, he's amazing. He is so amazing. Matter of fact, we have 2 males off him right now. I'm super excited about.
We're not super involved in the Merle part of the community. Like we have a Merle, and we push for the acceptance of Merle.
Right.
But we find that people that have been breeding Merle for a long time, some of them are a little bit bitter, and I get it. I understand.
Because there's a right way to do it now.
Right. There's a right. Then, you see the Merle starting to get some attention, and we're bringing up the Merle on a regular basis. We're kind of keeping it in everybody's face. And, and I put it out there plain and simple. Like the reason the Merle's not allowed is because they were afraid people wouldn't do it right. And I honestly think it was my honest opinion is they just didn't want the Merle in the ring. They didn't want to encourage people to start breeding a dog that they didn't know how to breed properly. So as the community grows, as more and more people start having Merles, breeding Merles ethically, doing it the right way, I think that sets a great example. And I think you could expect the registry to accept that at some point.
Do you
And
think?
everyone has their opinion.
I'm sorry. Do you think that the Merle community, before they actually um towards getting accepted, do you think they need to build like a Merle club to have rules, regulations, and some kind of like some a playbook to follow, and a group of people, responsible people to follow? Because as you know, when they become accepted, there's going to be irresponsible, but those same people that were irresponsible before are going to try to find their way back into the community and continue their irresponsible ways. So if they're outside of this group, right, they'll be looked at like, nah, your dog's not official. Your Merle's not official.
The thing about that, I don't think I never approve of a situation where a group of people are segregated out from the rest of the community. I think it's always when you're inclusive, when you bring everyone in, when you say, hey, you breed micros, and you know what, micros are not in the standard, but that doesn't mean we don't want you part of we don't want you part of it. We want you to be part of the community. Right. I think it's the same thing. Everyone needs to be all inclusive. So if you as a Merle breeder are standing side by side with a man that breeds just regular American bullies, there's a certain level of what do they call that? So normalizing, right? It becomes normal. You go to an ABKC show, there's a Merle there. There's always he may not be in the ring. That's why I try to tell the guys, don't shy. Just because you can't show your dog, don't shy away from going to the shows.
Right.
Those dogs need to be there. They need to be in people's faces. They need to see the dog. They need to understand, hey, if a Merle shows up, it's got beautiful structure, good mass and bone, moves the way it's supposed to, you're going to have where's your excuse? Where's your excuse to say no to this dog? He's as nice as the dog standing in a ring. So now
the grand champion that's winning best in show.
So now you're keeping this dog out of the ring merely because he's a pattern. Like used to be the Merles were real pity. Okay, I get it, but they're not now. These new generations, these are some bulls. So, I personally
we can come on to the platform and actually have an open platform about that if you'd like one day, man. That's what I actually do on my channel. I have open platforms for the people. I'm trying to find a way that I can do a super chat, because I need to find a way. I'm gonna be honest with people, and I love y'all. I love my no bullshitters. I love my no bullshitters that's out there. I love y'all, but I have to find a way to fund what I'm doing, because this is This is not cheap what we're doing.
Oh no!
When it comes to this podcasting and the equipment, this microphone, all some people have to do is just look at the microphone and say, yeah, he's serious. You know, his quality of his quality of his camera, yeah, that's real. So, I'm an honest person. I'm not trying to,
When I saw the connector there on the thing, I was like, that's sure, Mike, man. I was kind of jealous. I was kind of envious because I ain't got one yet. I'm gonna be honest.
You'll be there, man. I thought you had one. I thought you had one right there, man.
No. I don't know what this thing is.
But like I said, man, I definitely want to take up too much of your time. I know y'all got a lot of things to do. We've almost been on here for 2 hours. It's been an hour and a half.
That's about norm for us.
Man, I'm gonna say this from the bottom of my heart, man. I love y'all, man. I love what y'all do. I love this dog community. If I didn't love this dog community, just like you wouldn't have your broadcast. You would take time out of your busy schedule to do this. I know I haven't been on for a while, but I'm a maintenance man now. I'm the only person in the complex. I'm busy. My wife even mad at me for how much time I'm away, because now she's more of the bearer of the care of the dogs, which she doesn't want to do, but she's a team player, which I love. And I really, so I'm trying to find my way so I don't have to do all of this work and stuff. I can, do stuff and be with my dogs and, my family. But I thank y'all so much, man. I think people need to understand people do understand that watch this, that only guests I have on here that I interview are pillars of the dog community or have some broad history to do with these dogs. You all in 5-6 years have done what people should be doing that's been in the game for 15 years. It's not like that. It's very sad that it's not like that, because there wouldn't be so many sour grapes within our community that if there was success that, that trickled down towards everybody. It's not like that, but it's not like that. It's only, the people that put their nose to the grindstone and actually, don't get gritted out from the blood that they see from it, and they keep going, and that's who reap the reward. So that is y'all. That is y'all. Y'all are a spearhead of the American bully community, and I appreciate what y'all are doing, and I'm pretty sure there's so many other people that appreciate what y'all are doing, and this is y'all celebration. That's the reason why I have this broadcast, is to celebrate the cornerstones of this community. And
we appreciate you having us on. We really do. Mm-hmm. We do appreciate you all.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody.
Yeah, sometimes it can't be like that, man. When y'all 10 years,
I'm always like that.
Yeah, when 10 years, another 5 years from now,
I'm still going to be here appreciating everybody.
You're going to appreciate everybody, but yeah. I am the same way, but you're going to see that you've seen it already, and you're still like that, man. And that's beautiful, man. That's so beautiful, man. I can't even try to point to no direction of negativity to take the sunshine away that you're shining on everybody. And I'm sorry for even trying to even do that, man. But wow, man, that's beautiful.
Look at it this way. Mm-hmm. Everything that people do, whether it's positive or negative to you, mm-hmm. right? It all brings attention to you. Mm. It all sends people your way. If someone is shitting on you on Facebook, people are going to come to your profile and they want to see more of this train wreck that everyone's talking about. They're going to come to your profile. They're going to make their own decision on what mm-hmm. they saw, mm-hmm. right? If they're praising you or they're shitting on you, it's still the same energy. It still sends people your way. So be thankful for people that hate on you. I know it sounds weird, but be thankful for the people that hate on you, because it just brings more attention to you.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we have to treat them like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I treat people how I like to be treated. Sometimes I don't always get treated that way, but everybody's entitled to a bad day or a bad situation. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But I have to go to bed at night and know that I was good to those people.
Facts.
I was good. I was good. You can't never say I was mean to you. I go to bed at night and I thank God for the day, and I thank God for, giving me the heart that I have to keep going on and smiling.
Dina, you're one of those people that see somebody that's snake bitten and tend to their wounds and try to bring them back.
Oh, that's
while others try to steer away from these people, you might see something really good in them and say this is a situation that happened with these people and they need
guidance.
Individual attention versus being taught like a broad class. Mm-hmm. Some of those people in that class need individual attention to make it, so right. Yeah, man. Salute to you, man.
She's a fixer. She likes to fix things, and I see her magnetically attracted to people that I would run from. Like, she wants to fix broken people. That's what she does. She likes to help out people that really need help. But then, after a while, I started thinking, is that why she's with me? Am I broken? Is that what attracted her to me? Because I'm broken.
But am I super broken? Because she was been 30 years. Like, damn, Nah, but hey, man, it's beautiful to have y'all, man, and keep doing what y'all are doing, man. Y'all. I think y'all haven't heard it enough that y'all, or if you heard it at all, that y'all are historic. Y'all are pillars of this community. You need to be celebrated and given your flowers right now, because it's amazing, and I don't see any stop to it. I just see just a flux of dogs that y'all are gonna put out, and people that's just gonna win, man. It's just gonna be so successful, and man, I just salute y'all. But thank you so much, man. Y'all have a beautiful night, man, and y'all have a blessed one.
Thank you. You as well. We appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, man. Y'all be easy. Yes.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
You too. So that's how we do it, man. Hey, man. Beautiful, 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 beautiful interview, man. Beautiful interview. We do this because if y'all didn't learn anything from that, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to you. If you didn't learn anything from that interview, if you didn't understand that you don't have to be a certain way because you've been through certain things, you can stay the course of positivity. I don't know what that interview actually helped my frame of thought, and helped steer me back on a path of where I need to be at and what I need to be doing. And I appreciate it, man, because we need people in this world like that, man. That is gonna actually not just tell you, but will show you. They're the fine cut prints in the sand. They're not the board that just pointing towards the direction. All right. So y'all know what it is, right? Y'all know what it is. I'm finna light this blunt up. I don't know how many of y'all gonna join me. I see dead people. Let's get it.
Hey, mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk.
I love y'all, man.
Some of these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton, the industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama, how many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options, I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton.
Let's get it.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walking down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him.
I'm running it back, boy.
I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
Certified pedophile.
That fuck him up. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Yeah!
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
What?
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think
what?
They gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul. I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches. Go. The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow.
Let's get it.
Deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't that something? Be rest. That's for bitching. You Malibu most wanted. Ain't no love boy. You ball boy. Fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie. Be flipped over your boxes or over your foe. The other vaginal option. Pussy. Nigga better straighten they posture. Got favorites all up in contact. Might write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fucked on Wayne Grow. He was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face like a bitch apologizing. I'm glad D-Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down to Central. Nigga better not speak on Serena. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up the park. Ay, put the road label on me. I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay,
yo, them Drake fans mad right now. They get up out of here.
3, 4, 5 plus 5. Ay, devil is a 69 God. Ay, freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside. Ay, roll their ass up like a fresh pack of Zod. Ay, city is back up. It's a must. We outside. Ay. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
What?
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
No bullshitters.
Time all of us was in chains.
Yeah.
Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you, this the real nigga challenge. You caught Future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Little baby help you get your lingo up. What? 21 get your first street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from Northside. What? 2 Chainz say you good but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth for the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Let me hear you say OV-ho. OV-ho. Say OV-ho. OV-ho. Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way.